Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got something special. It's the G16 chassis. It is the Alpina B8 Gran Coupe, or Gran Coupe, depending on how you like to pronounce that last part of that description. But this is in the very lovely Alpina Green, a classic color for Alpina, the other one being blue, of course. So, how to get one of these Alpinas? There are no allocations for any of the Alpinas for the US market, be it the B8, and of course now the defunct B7 that is now gone, and the XB7. So basically you have to put an order in with your dealer in the order bank. That order will be pulled in eventually, usually 2 to 3 weeks or so. Then you'll have your production number for the Alpina B8 or XB7. It's also going to depend on whether or not they have production slots available for you to choose from. So model year 24, that's just opened up as I record this February 1st. Well, let's talk about the Alpina B8 Gran Coupe in particular. Talk about all the interesting details on this car that set it apart from the regular 8 Series Gran Coupe, which is based on the M850 Gran Coupe. Right, so basically it's like a floating Alpina, not really logo, but the graphics there. We also have the sensor for the Driving Assistance Professional package. You can see we have the revised front grille here. Double slat kidney grills, which are reminiscent, of course, of the M vehicles. We also have the laser lights. Right there, standard on the 8 Series. So BMW emblems. There's no Alpina emblem that takes over as the roundel. Excuse the backing up truck there. We'll take in gorgeous Alpina Green as we make our way around to the side here. So here's the other distinctive feature of Alpinas. It's the 20-spoke wheels. These are CS20 wheels. There's a story behind the 20-spoke wheels. It goes back to racing. You probably get a little more details looking up on Google. Basically, it's the strongest wheel they could get with the 5 lug nuts, I think it was. And then you can see the Alpina branded calipers as well in blue. They are gigantic. And these are 21-inch wheels. Take a step back and take in our Alpina Green out of direct sunlight, so very dark green. And on video, it's probably looking a little bit towards black. Make our way to the back. We also discuss, before I go there, the Alpina emblem there. It's got a nice storied history to it. You also see on the fenders these little things added for the width to make sure the wheel is within technically the bodywork. You can also see that on the front fender as well. A little addition to keep that within regulations, which I'm not sure is US spec, but I know it's European. They have to be that way. And making our way to the back. So we got our Alpina B8 badging. Then your distinctive oval-shaped quad exhaust and a faux diffuser to go with it. So basically this looks very similar to, if not the same as, a 8 Series Gran Coupe with some tweaks to it. There's also more tweaks to the engine, some other stuff, suspension as well. Lots of nice details on the Alpinas. And it's just a shame we only get a handful of these ones, basically the B8 and the XB7. I wish we had something like the B5 or the B3, so then you could get the wagon, which obviously wouldn't happen anyway in the US market. But here's our Alpina Green in the sun. I think gorgeous looking profile. Great, although I think the B6, the previous gen 6 Series Gran Coupe probably looked a little bit better, but this is a really good looking car as well. All right, so let's go take a look at the inside, go over pricing and options. All right, so opening up, we are greeted with the Tartufo and black full merino leather, which looks fantastic. Zoom out so you can take in the seat, all the quilting features. Seat controls, Alpina logo, emblem, whatever you want to call it, on the side sill. Door sill. All right, and then you got the Bowers & Wilkins audio system, which is an option on the 8 Series. All right, so here's our live Cockpit Professional with Alpina touches. I'll zoom in. See some blue hue here. This is set up in Comfort Plus currently, which is a exclusive sort of setting within the Alpina. But if you change modes, that instrument panel will change. There's also different fonts, at least relative to the BMW 8 Series Gran Coupe. See that changes a little bit into Sport Plus mode. Those colors in the background change. You can see the fuel tank and the temperature sensor all have the Alpina sort of green hue to it. There is no Echo Pro, which you really shouldn't have in the V8 anyway. But that changes how that looks, and then you can go to adaptive as well. Nothing really changes there. But Sport, you can see the distinctive changes there. Our steering wheel with the Alpina logo. And then there are blue and green stitching on the steering wheel. So very nice details. I believe this is what they call Lavalina leather. And it's only available on the steering wheel, so not on the rest of the car in terms of leather interior. Other distinctive feature are the paddle shifters, which are really just buttons behind the steering wheel. See, this says negative here and then positive to add gears. But there's a button below this that you're just going to basically put your hand like this and push the button behind it right there to change gears manually. Then here's our revised interior. Basically the only thing I can tell is the size of the iDrive screen. And crystal gear selector. And then another Alpina badging here, letting you know that you bought the Alpina B8. And also the iDrive controller. It's got those nice little details with the Alpina logo. And Alpina started off as a piano company, I believe, and then went into tuning BMWs and raced them as well. All right, so here comes the sticker shock. So 2023 Alpina B8 Gran Coupe starts at $144,900. Alpina Green Metallic is included, thankfully. Tartufo Black Full Merino Leather, another $2,000. The Driving Assistance Pro package for $1,800. Then all this other stuff is included. And so I got the Bowers & Wilkins sound system for another $3,400. All told, MSRP of just over $153,000. So it's obviously a lot of money, and you get that. You're paying for the exclusivity of the Alpina B8, which looks great. There's lots of nice attention to detail inside and out. But I don't know, it's going to be up to you whether or not that's worth it. I wouldn't mind an Alpina, but I would mind the price. All right, we'll go into the back seat as well. Take a look at some of the details here. All right, so here's the view from the back seat. Leg room is plentiful, as well as knee room. Issue is probably going to be headroom, which can be compromised, but I think a really good place to be. And there's another moonroof controller for the rear passengers. You can see on the door handles, used to be on the doors. You have a little extra button here to open up the rear moonroof. Actually, what would have been great would have been to have this as a huge glass panel, like it is on the 7 Series. And details in the back here. So continued interior trim colors here. But this is what you'll have to straddle if you want to have 3 passengers in the back seat, which is possible. Probably not entirely comfortable, but a really good view from the back seat. You're going to be really comfortable as well. All right, so we'll make our way to the back and take a look at the trunk, which is basically no different than the 8 Series Gran Coupe. Here you can see some more details here with Tartufo. There is piping and leather around the floor mats, which obviously have not been installed yet. But the trunk is pretty good. Maybe a little bit of an issue here with the, I don't know, the height, maybe, width, whatever. This dimension here for the opening of the trunk might be a little bit hard to get some stuff in there, but really good sized trunk. Use our kick to close. And we'll make our way to the front. We've already got the hood popped, so we'll discuss the engine, which has been tuned differently. Alright, so here underneath we have our Alpina tuned V8. This is based on the N63. It's been tuned to 612 horsepower and 590 torques. So a big improvement over the regular N63, and is on par, at least in horsepower, with the S63, but has more torque. You can see the Alpina emblem there on the V8. There's lots of difference between this V8 and the N63. Go look for that online. I'm sure you can find a lot more information than I would have handy. It's our Alpina Green, or Alpina Green, being the individual color. Alright, we'll take in Alpina B8 one more time. A gorgeous looking car. And of course, very expensive. Alright, get over into the sunlight again so you can take in the green, which is great. Alright, so that's about it for a quick tour around the Alpina B8 Gran Coupe. Again, if you want to order one of these ones, there's no allocation, so you have to put it in order with your local dealer into the order bank that will then be pulled in, provided there are production slots available for you. But shouldn't be a problem for model year 24. But we'll see you at the next video.